Hey guys, this is Eric OBXPicker here with another episode of Whatcha Pickin. Today we're out here talking to Chris, old school picker, and we're finding out what he's picking. Okay guys, like I said, we're here with Chris and we're actually here at his garage, house, workshop, all in one. He's like a lot of us who are pickers and flippers, and he's got everything here together. But Chris, I kind of want you to talk to the people about who you are and how long you've been picking and what you're into. We'll get into all that.
All right. I am Chris, the old school picker. I have a YouTube channel. You can check it out. But I've been picking and reselling. Really, I caught the bug when I was about 12, 13 years old. I used to go to the flea markets with my dad. He was a big time coin buyer, collector. Got hooked on the 80s and 90s baseball cards, and it's been a habit ever since. I still love it. I probably enjoy it more now today than I ever have. And I go to yard sales, garage sales, state sales, flea markets. I used to clean out storage units, you name it. I've done it, looking for any kind of treasures.
So you really don't discriminate. You're looking like, hey man, wherever I can find something, that's where I'm going.
If it catches my eye, I'll dig through it. I've dug through barns. I've dug through, always look under the tables at yard sales. Just wherever you can find something, that's where you'll see me.
Okay, so like I said, we are here, and as you see in the backdrop of Chris, this stuff that's behind you, like this is stuff you have for sale that you found?
Yes. All of these 2 racks, I've got a couple more racks inside. They're all full of inventory that I've got on eBay. Some of it's stuff I've recently picked up, and some of it's stuff I've had for a while, just waiting on the right buyer. But yeah, it's an addiction for sure.
Okay, so guys, we're going to take a few minutes and kind of look around. Is there anything right out here on the front side that kind of catches your eye? You're like, oh yeah, this was a good one, or maybe you could tell a story about something you found, or
you put me on the spot. Model cars, I love them. If you can find these, especially if they're sealed, I've sold so many models, open boxes. Some of them be missing pieces and parts. I love anything like that. Obviously, if it's sealed, it's easier to resell, but I love models. Anything from Lego manuals to super shooters, kitchen gadgets, you name it, video games. One of my biggest things I'm probably most known for is flipping VHS. I don't know how many.
I caught just a little peek right there.
VHS is one of my favorite.
Box, and obviously he's got some of this stuff, some of this old. I
mean, this John Wayne DVD set, I picked it up for a couple bucks. It sells for about $20-something. Books. Actually, that's what I started. The first sales I ever had on eBay was media, DVDs and books. But VHS is one of the things I'm known for most. And don't just, everybody knows about horror VHS, but there's a lot of VHS out there that's good. I picked up a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 2 the other day for 50 cents. It was sealed. Look that comp up. It sells for about 50 bucks sealed. So,
and recently, I know me and you have discussed in our time that we've had together about how people are starting to get VHS graded.
Yes.
Like that's in a whole nother market that's coming down.
That's really why I bought that one. I've had that movie several times and opened. It sells $5-6 bucks, not much. And I was going to pass on it, but then I noticed it was sealed, and I was like, I better go look and see what a sealed one sells for. And there was like 8 solds, and none listed, none currently listed. And they were all around the $40 to $50 mark. And I'm sure a lot of people are getting those graded because that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, it goes into a cult following type stuff. So
yeah,
look for sealed VHS.
Yeah, it's crazy. I actually looked the other day because somebody, and I wish I knew because I would definitely give them the credit, but somebody had talked about cars. If you have Disney cars, VHS, when I saw comps, it was over $1,000.
Yeah. See, and you told me about that the other day, and that's one I didn't know about. So, yeah, be on the lookout for it. Clamshell case, you said. And
yeah.
So, yeah, VHS is one of my favorite things to flip.
Yeah, because, it's one of those things. Most people are walking right by it, right? Like, it's out there. It's available.
Yeah, and 90% of the stuff you're going to find, it's going to be less than $10. But then you find those 2 or 3 grails mixed in, and especially the horror. Horror. There's some horror films out there that can get up over into the thousands. So keep your eye out on VHS. It's one of my favorites.
So VHS. I mean, obviously, I'm a little older too, and I remember going to the movie store, Be Kind Rewind days.
Yeah.
And I know when you think about that stuff, you think about the number of videos that probably never hit the big screen.
Right. And I think that's, well, like Cars too. That was right when the DVD market started. So there was very few VHS. So yeah, some of the, and like Star Wars, some of the versions of the Star Wars VHS are big money.
There you go.
So just gotta keep your eye out.
Hey, so we're going to take more of a look around his place, and he's going to show us a few more things that he's picked up. I've actually been out here picking with him this week at the 127. By the time you guys see this video, we'll be a little further past that. But, man, it's been a pleasure out here picking with him and kind of seeing how he picks as well. So we're going to take a look around. Hey, guys, so we're in here in kind of the eBay layer, the inner workings of Old School Picker. And, as you see, he's got like a little shipping, a little packing, a little storage for his packing materials, all that kind of stuff. But here he has pulled a few things that are very cool finds, and I know he wants to share them with you. So what do you got, Chris?
Okay, sometimes I buy stuff because it's stuff I love, and sometimes it's all about the flip. This, for instance, these are 1 strip test strips. These are all about the money. We found these during the 127 sale. Paid 10 cents a box for them, and they sell for usually you lot them up in 100 and they sell for about 30 bucks, and they sell quick, and we had 10 cents a piece in each box. So
you're saying 100, like there's 50 in each?
There's 50 in each. Oh, okay. So that'd be 2 boxes. So good little find there.
Yeah.
So I'll flip. Sometimes it's all about the money, but sometimes it's about the stuff you love.
Yeah.
If I could just find one category of things to flip, and that's all I had to deal with, it would be vintage toys, especially vintage action figures. Now, these are ahead of my time. Before my time. These are from the 60s. These are Johnny West figures. Now, I did pay up for them a little bit, and there's several figures in here. I paid $100 for this whole box. But what made this box a good find is all the accessories.
Oh, yeah.
Because you just look up one of these hats, Johnny West, and they're from Marks, the Marks company. You look up one of these hats can sell for around 20 bucks a piece.
Yeah, that's cool. I was actually, I was messing around with this one here earlier. So this dude, he is a true action figure, meaning he has action. So if you look on the back, he's got a little lever, and I'm sure he has a gun that he's going to draw up on you. Like, it's one of those things. So I was like, man, I thought that thing was cool. But I know, like, looking at this stuff for you, so these action figures and things like that I know some of it's nostalgia for us guys,
right?
That we're looking for things that we played with or saw. But this, like you said, is a little before your time, but it's just not out there, right?
It's not out there. You will not find this stuff. This was found during the 127 sale, and that's the one time a year you'll see a lot of this stuff. Cool. But what makes this a great deal is all this accessories. Because even though when you'll find this figure, you won't find these accessories. You just don't see that stuff. I
mean, more than likely, most of those guys have all their accessories that go to this specific guy.
So, and it's going to be
it's a box load.
It's a box load, yes. There's actually some more. And it's going to be a little bit of work to find out about this stuff. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not familiar with it, but this is the kind of stuff I enjoy. I want to sit down with this stuff, sort it out, go through it, see what goes to who, learn about it, get the education, and also get the money back out of it.
There you go. That's cool. So, we talked about how you like the action figures, you like the toys. Now, I know Chris from one of his better finds that he has got. And he has this specific toy that he pulled, and ever since then, I know he's been on the hunt, and I've been on the hunt.
Yep.
I just hadn't been fortunate. So, Chris, what is that toy that you're...
You're probably alluding to the Stomper. Now, for people that don't know what Stompers are, they're little monster trucks about the size of a Hot Wheel. last year on the 127 sale, actually. I had them, they're from the 80s. I had a few when I was a kid, so I recognize them. I know what they are. Last year on the 127 sale, a lady had just a regular old yard sale. A lady had a box of just old beaten up Hot Wheels, had a few other little, mostly 99% junk in the box, 50 cents each. I found a couple of things that looked interesting that I picked up. But inside that box was a stomper. So I just grabbed it, threw it in my bag, 50 cents. I knew the stomper was worth at least 20 to 30 bucks, which is a good find for 50 cents. But after I got, because I didn't even look it up, I just knew it was a stomper, I grabbed it. But after getting home, looking it up, I realized it was a rare stomper. That stomper sold within 10 minutes of listing it. I had 4 or 5 messages on eBay about it, 3 or 4 offers, and also a cha-ching where it sold.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a rare one. I actually, now a year later, I find out it was worth probably 350 to 400 bucks. I sold it a little cheap, but that's still okay. 50 cents into 250 all day. But that's just the stuff I love.
Yeah.
80s toys are my favorite. He-Man, Transformers. I found a G1 Optimus Prime and a G1 Megatron in the box one time at a yard sale for $1 a piece. I sold them for like 250 a piece as well. The boxes were pretty beat up on them, but the toys were in good shape. You just don't find that stuff, and that's the stuff I love.
No doubt. So let me ask you this. I know we talked about the fact that you pick pretty much everything. Is there something that you're always looking for yourself? Like, hey, if I find this, this is something I'm probably going to hold on to. Masters of the Universe is my weakness. That and Dukes of Hazzard stuff. I love that stuff. I found some pretty cool Dukes of Hazzard stuff the other day. I may keep 1 or 2 pieces of it. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of room in here right now. Right. I just moved, for people that realizing why it's such a mess in here. I just moved 3 weeks ago. It's normally a little cleaner. But yeah, if I ever do get a bigger space to where I can collect a few things, I will, because there's a few things out there that I love. My holy grail to find would be an original die-cast Voltron set. If I can ever find that, I'm keeping it. Because that's probably going behind the glass.
Because I wanted that toy so bad when I was a kid, but couldn't afford it. So that will be my holy grail.
Now, man, that actually brings up kind of interesting category. You know, it's one of those things for us that pick and flip. You know, there's a couple of different differences. There's guys who are collectors, and they're out there looking for something specific. We try to keep open mind and find things along the way. But when you look at what sells, it's one of those things that we talk about often as flippers is, man, most guys who get to be closer to our age, you know, we start to relive that childhood, right? Like some people call it midlife crisis. I was like, I don't know that it's really that for me. Like I'm not looking to get on a motorcycle, but man, I love to have old Nintendo hanging around. Like it's one of those things. So like things for you that you remember back in your childhood, do you find yourself gravitating to that stuff?
Yes, the 80s era. Like this stuff, you know, I will pick it up and buy it, but I don't remember these toys. These were the toys my dad had. Right. But yeah, the 80s toys, that's what I am constantly looking for. You know, you name it, action figures to whatever, board games even. Of course, we grew up when the Nintendos were first starting to come out, so I'm a sucker for the original Nintendo or the Super Nintendo. That's the kind of stuff I'm constantly looking for. Problem with that is everybody else is looking for that as well. But if I find it, I will pay up for it if it's something I want bad enough. Even if I don't make a ton on it, if it's something I enjoy, I'll pay up for it even more. Because I look at it kind of retail arbitrage. You know, you don't make as much on it, but if it's what you enjoy doing, I can take a little bit less of a percentage.
Well, and I'll just tell you, because I have been doing these interviews and going around. So, guys, if you're watching this at this point, you need to go back and watch my interview with Shad Juice, because if you are into video games, Shad's your man. And he's got one of the most extensive collections I've ever seen. So, guys, like I said, if you're watching it, don't leave the video now. But, man, I'm going to drop a link, and we'll put it in there. You can go back and watch that as well. soon. Okay, guys. So, man, it's been great hanging out with Chris here on this episode of Whatcha Pickin' and find out what he's picking. But, Chris, before we leave, what I would like to do is, can you give the viewers out there one tip as far as picking? Like, what's something that's helped you along the way and could help them also?
Well, during this 127 sale, I had my main goal was, especially moving to a new area, because I just moved 3 weeks ago. I wanted to make contacts. During this sale, I think I made 3 or 4 contacts. Yeah. I've actually got to call 2 of them this week for private picks. One of them's an action figure guy, and one of them's a Johnny Lightning guy. That's awesome. Stuff that I love. So if you don't find anything at a sale, but they have stuff that sort of kind of like what you like, make that contact, because they may have more stuff at home. This guy was the guy I bought the Johnny West figures from. I was like, man, do you not have any 80s toys or 90s toys? Right. He said, oh, I didn't bring them. I said, are you local? He's like, yes, I'm local. I said, well, so am I. So you make those contacts, right? Because that can pay off in the future. So I'm looking forward to that. Dig under tables, go where people's not going. Don't be scared to chase yard sale signs, even if it's 2-3 miles back, right? Because everybody gives up that first mile. Yeah. So keep going, push. Yeah, so find the stuff that nobody else finds, because stuff's getting harder to find. So keep looking, keep digging.
Guys, we do appreciate you watching this episode of Whatcha Pickin'. As always, man, I'm wishing you great picks and good finds. Y'all have a good one. We'll catch you next time.